Hey guys, Kimber Wright here. I have checked. I think I have everything that's supposed to be on here. We're also going to be using quite a lot from the previous one. I'm going to do as much as I can with the pieces that I've got. And the pieces that I hope... I have contacted Hatchet. They are going to send the pieces that are missing, which is great. But this is what is in issue 4. We have this lovely flat bit here with the Disney logo on it, copyrighted, and it feels amazing. It doesn't feel like metal, it feels like plastic, but it doesn't feel like cheap plastic either, which is great. Got 4 legs for the table. We've got these lovely decorative parts with very nice heart-shaped designs on it. It's got 3 out of 4 of the cards. So it's got the spade. I need to remember my cards. Heart, spades. I can't remember my cards. I'll do some research in a minute. Heart, spades. That's gonna kick me all day. We've got a diamond on this one. No, so we haven't got a diamond one, unfortunately. Oh no, there it is. There's the diamond right on the edge there. So we've got all 4. Cube. No. Is it cube? Yeah. So heart, spade, cube, and we've got a diamond on the end there, which is brilliant. Oh, that is amazing. We've got 2 door handles for our door. We've got a beautiful cup, which is styled like the trousers of Tweedledum or Tweedledee. Could be either one. But this is definitely from the Disney cartoon, not the live action, which is amazing. It's got a little bow as well, which is amazing. Got a teapot. Uh-oh. Hopefully I can find that. Got a teapot with 3 funnels, and it's got one of the flowers on it. There was a lid as well, but the lid's fallen off. I know where it's gone. It's down here somewhere, so I am going to find it, hopefully. And we've got an amazing saucer. There's not much in the way of decorative parts on here, on the saucer, but that looks amazing. We have this piece here, which also looks amazing. A little thin strip here, which I'm not sure what we're going to use for yet. Quite decorative piece here, and a very thick piece here, as well as my crafting knife, brush and tweezers. So I think let's get started. First things first, before it goes completely missing, I'm going to go find that teapot lid. I found it. Look, it's got the heart shape on it, which is amazing. There's not much in the way of... my focus keeps going weird, but there's a little heart shape on the top matching the Queen of Hearts. Okay, so nice and safe. I've got most of my jars now in little bin bags so I don't lose the lids. I've got my collection of doorknobs for the door in this cloth here, which I actually took from someone who I've subscribed. She her name is going to come up here. Please follow, because she's absolutely brilliant. I kind of took the idea. So in here is the door and the mirror, nicely safe. And now we've got the teapot, cup and saucer, so I don't lose the lid again. All in bags, all nice and safe. All ready for part 4. So excited. So glasses on, mug of tea ready. Let's get started. So we have our beautiful door and our PVA glue. So we only need a little bit of PVA glue, So I'm going to tilt it. There we go. And we are going to start with these long bits. Just going to paint along here. Just a nice thin layer. Just so we don't put too much on, like so. Good. And then we stick it on one side of the door with this bit sticking out. Slips in. Just need to tidy up just a little bit. Just tidy up all the excess glue. And then we work on these bits here. This is quite therapeutic, actually. Just do a bit more. There we go. Not too much, just enough to get by. Turn that round. Don't lose the legs. Slip it into there. Wipe off excess glue. And rinse and repeat. Oh, just gone slightly over the side there. They do recommend using a toothpick. I think because you can get, you can get the exact amount of level glue, but I prefer using a brush. You get like little even Stevens, and it just looks, to me, amazing. So that's what the table looks like, just one more bit. Bit of glue. There we go. I just prefer using the brush. Oh, make sure that the decorative bit is sticking out. Oh. Slip it in. Tidy up a little bit. And we wait for that to dry. That looks pretty awesome. Now I'm loving these legs. I think they're so cool. I'm loving the detail. The detail is just awesome. Look, it's got little lion paws right at the bottom. That is so cool. Now I think we just put a dab of glue on the top here. And because they're exactly the same, I don't think it matters which one of these you put it in. As long as it goes in. It's quite stiff, so it just clicks in, which is quite nice. This table is actually pretty easy to build. Just make sure I've got the right angle. And as Building with the Boys would say, just take your time. Let the build itself. He didn't say build yourself, I kind of added that. Hope he doesn't mind. Sorry, Building with the Boys, if I'm paraphrasing your own word. There we go. One last leg. So far I've not had any issues or problems, which is good. This is so good. Building with the Boys uses super glue. I didn't click. I think, oh, there we go, clicked on. So that's secured on. Now I'm just going to show you what it looks like when it's standing up, and then I'm going to flip it back over so that it can dry properly. But basically, it should look like that, which is pretty awesome. That is super cool. I love it. I think it's so clever and so cool. I just want to make sure there's no glue residue on it at all. Now we're going to flip it back over and we're going to wait for it to dry, because I think waiting for it to dry will mean that it has more strength. But I'm loving the blue colour. The blue colour looks really, really good. Now, all of these bits here, I think they're meant to be for the next stage, which is the door. Now, because I've got one piece missing, what I am going to do is I'm going to build one side of the door and see how far into that build I get. And hopefully I receive the missing piece very, very soon. I'm hoping. Fingers all crossed. So, let me refill my cup of tea and we'll get to it. Okay, so we have these pieces here, which we received from issue 3, and I've just noticed on these little strips they have a number to them. So this has number 3, and I've looked at the instructions, and apparently you're supposed to put 1 and 2 together and 3 and 4. So you're supposed to do it 3 and 4, so those two go together and these two go together. That makes it slightly more easier. Now, these two will go on the top, these will go on the bottom, and this one here, which is the missing piece, this goes in the middle, which is annoying. But we're going to see how far we go with the build before we give up. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a giver-upper. So, let's see what we can do. Okay, so having had a look at the instructions, it looks like I can only do one side of what I was planning to do, so I might put this stuff back for now. I will need one side of this. I might not be able to do any of the long bits yet until I get the new bit. Let's have a look, see how much I can do. So we're using, where's the number? Number 1. Looks pretty cool. And if I'm reading this correctly, we use a bit with the top side at the top, and this is flipped over like that and goes in like this. Now, unlike the wooden bit, this doesn't hold in properly, so this will need glue. Maybe it's that bit that's supposed to... One sec, I just want to have another look at the instructions. No, it is the thin bit facing towards me. Okay, so this bit needs to be painted on. Is it the thick bit as well? No, it's the thin bit. Wait, how does that work? This is me trying to use logic to work something out. Right, little brush. It's definitely the thin bit, right? Yeah, definitely the thin bit. On this bit here, oh, my brush is very, very stiff. That's good. It's the kind of thing I need for a glue brush. Nice little bit stiff. And we stick that bit onto there. This is going to take a little wee bit of time. That looks so wrong. But it's apparently right. So that bit goes like that. And then you take this middle bit here. Again, is it the thin side? I'm just going to look at the top bit. No, the top bit's good. So, because everything's thick on this side, I'm going to assume that everything needs to be thick on that side. So we put the middle bit, get some glue on it, and that slots into here. And then we wait for that bit to dry. And then we do the same onto this one. A little bit of glue. I might need to wash my brush once I'm done. Okay, that's a good layer of glue. And this bit apparently slots into this bit here. That might be a bit too much glue. I'm just going to paint some on the underside here. Whoops, get rid of the glue on the edge. Just so we've got a more stable base. I'm going to do the same to the others. Ooh, that's a little bit too much excessive glue. A bit of excessive. Ooh, that was starting to stick. Just making sure that that lines up as perfectly as I can. I'm just going to get rid of some excess glue. Good thing about PVA glue is it does glue dry, so I probably don't have to do an over the top kind of sweep. I'm also trying to get these in the right kind of angle. So we've done that. And then we have to take this off because I've done the wrong side. Let me just dry that off. Spot the mistake I just made. Sorry, bottom bit needs to be at the bottom. Right, pick up the glue again, glue the bottom, and glue the top. Slip it on, grab my cloth, get rid of the excess glue. Oop, a little bit too rough there. Like so. I like things neat and tidy when I do things. I'm just making sure that they're in the right angle, which I think they are. And then you take this bit here, and this is where you can get rid of the excess glue on the table. This is also my craft. This is my craft table. I don't like glue being everywhere. Bit of more glue on the brush. Downside to PVA glue is it does take a little while to dry. and it goes thin panel facing towards. Yeah, thin panel facing towards me, and you just insert these bits into there. Wrap up my brush, get rid of all the nasty excess off. Just dab off the excess glue. Hopefully like so. So that, I think, should be how it looks in theory. And in theory we do the same on the other side, but with the missing bit we can't actually do it, unfortunately. And it would help if that wasn't upside down as well. So that's meant to be the other way. So, oh, I'm doing really well. Really well. Get rid of the glue on that one. Grab the glue brush again. It's alright, I'm happy to admit when I make a mistake. It's a good learning curve. There we go. Just making sure the top bit aligns like it should, which I think it does. How I could tell, it's got little grooves, which I think is supposed to hold the mirror and this panel here. So now I'm going to wait for all of this to dry. And we should start on this frame here, but unfortunately we've got a missing piece, so we can't do that frame yet, but hopefully we can get it done real soon. I also want to check my work, make sure I'm doing it right, which it does look like I'm doing right. So we're going to wait for this to dry, and then the plan is to put this one on. In fact, I just want to see if it fits. So I just want to put that in there just to check that everything fits, which it does. Except now it's going to be interesting to get out. Because I don't want to force this to explode. Is it still dry? And it's already pretty dry. I could probably risk let's see what I can do. Let's have a go at this bit here. So we stick a bit of glue in this groove area here. It's just along the groove bit. Probably can risk putting a bit more glue on. I think as long as I'm careful, brush should be reasonably okay. Let me get rid of some of that excess glue just along the side there. And then it says make sure that this white bit is sticking out. So, oops, I just painted my table, never mind. So we stick that bit in, like so. That is pretty cool. I'm fairly happy with that. That looks awesome. And now we move on to this bit here. Just move the glass out the way to protect it. So we move on to this bit here, and we're going to have to use our trusty knife to slit down the bottom here. Does it say? Yeah, so it says sandpaper, so this is going to be awfully interesting. So just score down the bottom here. Ooh. Oh, I just marked my nice new cutting board. Could probably risk being a bit harder. Stuck together. We'll see if that explodes on me. So, glasses back on. First of all, I need my sandpaper. Okay, so I think this is the one that we need for the one we can't complete. So let's work on this one. Okay. Okay, that's probably as smooth as I can get it. So what we do, take the lid off. This is where I'm probably going to start appealing to the god of making things. The god of making things. Might have to turn this upside down thinking about it. Okay. So, curly bit up first. Oh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over. Or no, I won't. This is going to be... So I'm going to have to stand here and wait for it to dry. Just going to add some glue in a particular place. Okay, so I've managed to stick this bit on. It's not fully stuck on yet, and it is slanting downwards. I haven't figured out how to stop it slanting downwards, but hopefully this should be all right. It may be I'll have to hold it into place until the glue actually sticks, or I'll have to tape it on. I don't know. But our next stage is to stick one of these into this area here. So that will be the next stage, hopefully, once this dries. Okay, so while we wait for that to dry, I've just taken the protective film off this, and in theory, this should just, got my fingerprints on it, slip if it's built right. Just slip into there like that. Now I'm going to take another break while I wait for this to dry, and then we're going to go on to the next stage. It's just a real pity that I can't do the next panel. It would be so nice to be able to do that next panel, but we can't. So I'm just going to double check my emails, make sure everything's okay, and I'll be right back, guys. Right back. Hey Sven, how you doing? You sitting in well? I hear you've got some mail for me. What? You are joking. You are joking me. Got my missing piece. Let's get building. Okay, so I made the decision to build the second one without filming it because it's basically the same model, although this was a lot more quicker, probably because I've already done it. I'm going to wait for both of them to dry, and then I'm going to move on to the next stage. Hopefully they dry on time. If not, this will be a part 2 video. Fingers crossed, guys. There are some moments where I am so happy I don't press the record button. I just reminded myself why I stopped recording the jars for a while. So I finally, note the word finally, managed to get these on. The instructions say that you've got to try and put the panels on without losing the glass panel. God, that was difficult. That was just so painfully difficult. But I think it's now pretty much okay. So, slightly concerned that this isn't level. So this is slightly angled a bit, and that one's slightly up. That might be okay. So how I was able to put this panel on is I basically put this one on. I basically held it upside down, and then just put the frame on top of it. And once it was in a comfortable position, then flipped it over. That in all fairness, was the only way I could get this frame to stick. Hopefully, that should do its job. Fingers crossed. Oh, once this step is done, I'm hoping the rest of the steps are going to be easy, because, oh, that was the hardest to do.